What's good, YouTube? It's Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy, on the channel where we talk about both fragrance as well as fashion. So listen, if you like looking good and smelling great, you might enjoy the content on this channel. So consider hitting the subscribe button, and also make sure if you do that, that you make sure you hit that bell icon as well so that YouTube notifies you anytime I upload new content on the channel. So guys, on today's video, I'm going to be giving you 10 amazing fragrances to wear in an office setting. Now, gentlemen, I don't care what anybody says. Some people will tell you that you can spray what you want, when you want, however much you want. And while there is some truth to that statement, because as long as you have a fragrance and fingers, you technically can spray what you want to spray, how many times you want to spray it. But I will be the first person to tell you that there is some decorum. There is some etiquette that you want to follow when it comes to wearing fragrances, especially in an office setting. So I have 10 great choices of fragrances from my collection that I think will be really great and appropriate to wear in an office setting. That's what we're going to be covering off today. And I have a style tip for you as well. This is centered around your wristwatch that you may wear in an office setting, or when you're dressed up in level 1 or 2 dress like I am right now. Going to be getting into that as well. So if you want to hear that style tip and also what 10 fragrances made this list, and I will tell you now, there are designer and niche, so there's something for everybody, then you may want to keep it locked right here. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into this list, man. The first fragrance is from a niche house that I don't talk a lot about on the channel, but I will, because I'm going to be delving further into this collection. Everything I put my nose on so far from this house, I really like it. But this fragrance is from the house of Profumo, Roma, and this one is called Antico Caruso. Antico Caruso, and this is a really creamy almond, citrus, and sandalwood based fragrance. And when you put your nose to it, it really is going to remind you of like the barber soap. If you, of course, gentlemen, you've been in a barber shop, and the barber will put the barber soap on his hand, and of course put it on your beard or your tape line to make sure before you get that nice razor edge up. That's kind of sort of what this fragrance is going to remind you of. So really soapy, clean, again, barbershop kind of scent, which those type fragrances are really, really great to wear in the office setting. It's very pleasant, not going to offend anybody. And honestly, that's the kind of fragrances you want to reach for more times than not in an office setting. Now listen, guys, I know we're all going to have our savage moments where we may say, hey, I don't care, you know, what the temperature is outside. I don't care what setting I'm going into. I just want to wear what I want to wear today. I get it. But again, if you're looking for some nice office fragrances that are really office appropriate, clean, inoffensive, easy to wear, most people are going to think you smell good, then this is a great one, and I think you may want to take a look at. Again, it's from the house of Profumum, Roma, and this one is called Antico Caruso. All right, gentlemen, now the style tip of the day. Now, when you are in an office setting, especially if you're dressed in level 1 or level 2 dress like I am now, meaning you're in a full suit, shirt and tie, or either you're at least business casual, when it comes to the watch that you wear in a more office type setting, a more business type setting, I always opt to go with a leather strap on my watches versus a rubber or a metal strap. Now, I actually, like a lot of you, I'm an iPhone user, avid iPhone user. I love iPhone. I'm team iPhone all the way. I know there's a big debate out there between iPhone and Samsung about what's the best. I'm an iPhone user. With that being the case, I actually acquired an Apple Watch that, you know, kind of go along with my, of course, my Apple iPhone. Now, of course, you guys know that are iPhone users out there that actually have the Apple Watch. When you get an Apple Watch, they come with a rubber strap. So here's my rubber strap that I got with my iPhone. It is my Apple Watch. I'm sorry, it's gray. And guys, this strap looks really good with your Apple Watch. But when you're going into an office environment or when you're dressed up, you might want to opt for a leather strap. A leather strap is a lot more dressy, guys, than a rubber strap or a metal strap. So if you're dressed up and you're going to the office in the office environment, then I always opt to go with a leather strap. And today's sponsor, guys, is coming from Sonamu, New York, and they make amazing leather straps for Apple watches. And I actually have one today on my Apple watch. That's why I'm not actually wearing the watch right now. But here is my Apple watch, and this is the beautiful strap that came from Sonamu, New York. Again, leather straps just look better, guys, with when you're dressed up at the end of the day. And again, when you're going into the office, guys, you know, everything to me has to really be in line. You know, your fragrance has to be in line. Everything else that you're wearing has to be in line as well. And again, what I'm wearing on my wrist has to be in line as well. Now, typically I would opt for what I'm wearing today to go with the black strap. But just for the sake of today, I want to show you guys what this strap actually looks like once you get it on your arm. Look at that, a beautiful, rich, really expensive, you can tell it's really expensive leather. And that's something too that you want to look at, because there's some inexpensive, really cheap kind of faux leather straps out there. This is 100% genuine leather right here. Straps are really, really well made. And for me, it just kind of takes the whole appearance of the Apple Watch and just really makes it look sophisticated and really work and look better when you are wearing business attire or you're wearing a suit, guys. So that's a style tip that I wanted to give you guys. When you're dressed up, guys, if you can, switch out that strap on your watch and you're going into a business environment or you're dressed in level 1 or 2 dress and you're dressed up, just make sure, guys, that you substitute that rubber or metal strap for a nice leather strap. These leather straps for Sonamu, New York, again, 100% genuine leather. So they are going to last you a long time and they look great with the Apple Watch, man. So make sure you check this out, guys. I'm gonna make sure that I link it down below where you can actually find this strap or straps like this. It comes in a lot of different colors. There's black, there's blue, there's different variations of brown. So that makes it really, really good as well, depending on what you're wearing. So you can kind of, you know, swap the straps out. If you're wearing something, wearing black shoes that day, go with the black strap. If you're wearing brown shoes, go with the brown, etc., etc. A lot of different options. And again, they're priced really, really well for what you're gonna get, because these are some really, really solid, well done, genuine leather straps. There's a lot of fakes out there that are faux leather and they tear up really, really quickly and easily. But guys, this is one that's built to last. I actually love this strap. I have it in this color and black as well, so I can kind of change it up depending on what I'm wearing for the day. So make sure you check them out, guys. Make sure you click on that link down below and check out these leather straps from Sonamu, New York. Leather straps that are built to last. All right, guys, so the next fragrance on the list, this is one of the easiest fragrances in the world to wear in an office setting, and this is from the house of YSL, and this is L'Homme. The original L'Homme. Man, I really can't think of many fragrances that are better than this to wear in an office setting. Mass appealing, easy to wear, very inviting, very inoffensive. Again, everything that you would want in an office fragrance is right here in this bottle right here. So again, I won't go much into it, guys, but you guys know what this fragrance is and what it does. It's a classic for a good reason, and I think it's perfect to wear in an office setting. So check out this one from the house of YSL. This is YSL L'Homme. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list comes from the house of MFK, or Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this is called Acqua Vitae. Acqua Vitae, another fragrance that opens up very much citrus kind of opening on this fragrance, and it dries down to a nice vanilla dry down. So again, but it's not over the top, so it's not, the vanilla is not that prominent where it would, in my opinion, make it one of those fragrances that I think will be good to wear in the fall and winter. But it's just the right amount of vanilla to give this fragrance a little bit of character, and that's what I really like about it. But again, just like the other fragrances that I mentioned before so far on this list, this is really, really easy to wear. As a matter of fact, most of the fragrances from the house of MFK kind of fall into that category. So Petit Matin or Baccarat Rouge 540, a lot of those fragrances are just kind of easy to wear in an office type environment. But this is one of the best ones because it's so inoffensive. So check it out, again, from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is called Acqua Vitae. Guys, this next fragrance on the list may be, of all the fragrances on the list, the best office fragrance of all time to me. It's one of the best. It would definitely be in my top 5. One day I may sit down and really look at that and see the best of all time. But this is definitely a good one from the house of Hermes, and this is Terre de Hermes. You get gunflint, orange, vetiver. That's kind of sort of what you get in this fragrance. So it's an earthy, orange, citrusy kind of fragrances. But again, it just really works well when you are dressed up, especially again going into an office environment. Most people love citrus, and it opens up with that bright citrus. But again, you get that woody earthiness that comes into play from the vetiver and the gunflint. Just really rounds it out, makes it an amazing office scent in my humble opinion. This is one of my go-tos for the office, so check it out from the house of Hermes. This is called Terre de Hermes. All right, guys, and the next fragrance on this list, I just got it for my birthday, but you talk about the quintessential office fragrance from the house of Louis Vuitton, and this is L'Homme. From Louis Vuitton, L'Homme. Now, this fragrance right here opens up very bright and zesty. Ginger in the opening of this. I think there is bergamot as well. Maybe, yeah, grapefruit. I definitely pick up some grapefruit in this as well. But man, when it starts to dry down, you get some ambroxan in here that comes into play. So it just keeps this fragrance really, really bright, fresh throughout the course of it. Then you get some nice character that really comes in this one as well, because when it dries down, you get a little bit of amber and labdanum in here as well. Again, just the perfect fragrance for the office, man. So if you get a chance to check this one out, it's just one of those scent DNAs. It's really hard not to like this one. A lot of compliments when I wore this one, man. So check out from the house of Louis Vuitton, L'Homme. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, man, again, if you think about office fragrances, this is one that should come to your mind. A lot of people know about this fragrance, but again, it is a perfect office fragrance from the house of Giorgio Armani. This is Acqu Di Gio Profondo. Acqu Di Gio Profondo. Again, this is my favorite iteration of this fragrance. I know the original, as good as it was, I just really like this DNA even better because of the incense in here and the patchouli. Gives it, again, just a little bit of character, some incense. Just kind of runs through the middle of that whole aquatic vibe that you got from the original. Perfect for the office. You talk about inexpensive and highly complimented. This is really as good as it gets. So check it out from the house of Giorgio Armani. Again, this is called Acqu Di Gio Profondo. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list, this one comes from the house of Tom Ford, and this is called Grey Vetiver. Tom Ford Grey Vetiver. This is probably one of the best vetiver fragrances on the market, and that's designer or niche. This thing is very, very easy to wear, very clean and inexpensive vetiver fragrance. Love this stuff right here. I think the Eau de Toilette version of this is discontinued, but you can still get this one right here, the EDP. Again, if you're talking about going into an office environment, you just really can't go wrong with this scent DNA right here. This pretty much works for any man. So make sure you check this out, guys, from the house of Tom Ford. Again, amazing office fragrance. This is called Grey Vetiver. All right, guys, the next fragrance comes from the house of Creed, and honestly, I would definitely put this in one of the categories, one of the most underrated Creed fragrances, man. This is really, really clean and fresh. And again, two characteristics I think should be associated with an office fragrance, and this one is called Creed Himalaya. Creed Himalaya, you get nice citruses on the opening of this fragrance, but what it's really about to me is when it dries down, you get that sandalwood in this fragrance. Oh man, this is so good. Oh man, this stuff is so good. Again, clean, citrusy on the opening. You get the lemon. Like I said, you get the sandalwood in this as well. And you also get that beautiful musk and ambergris as it dries down. So this is an amazing office fragrance, man. Again, it's something that most people, when they just smell it, this is something that most people are just drawn to. This kind of scent DNA, it just works, man. Clean, fresh, and masculine with that musk as it dries down, man. So again, underrated in my humble opinion. I love this one from the house of Creed. Again, check it out if you're looking for a great office fragrance. This one is called Creed Himalaya. All right, guys, and last but not least on this list, the granddaddy of all office fragrances, in my humble opinion. Every gentleman should have this in his collection. The ultimate fougere fragrance. This is called Sartorial from Penhaligon. And I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, if you got a nice fresh cut and you're dressed up in a suit and tie, just put this on and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. This stuff is just absolutely magical. I've talked about this before. This fragrance right here has so many notes in it. I would not try to go through them all. Beeswax, honey, I mean, all kinds of stuff in here, man. But it's the classic gentleman's fougere. And again, fougeres, in my humble opinion, work really well in an office environment. Again, traditional fougères to me are just give fragrances of just a very traditional touch. And a lot of people look forward to that. When they see a gentleman that's dressed nice, you know, when you're dressed nice and well put together, a nice fragrance is just the perfect complement, especially in the office. And that's really what this fragrance is. This is a nicely dressed, well-tailored, well-manicured gentleman in a bottle right here. So great for the office. Make sure you check this one out. This is one of my favorites of all time in the fougère category from the house of Penhaligons. This is called Sartorial. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time, man. I hope you enjoyed this video as I gave you 10 amazing office fragrances, fragrance recommendations from my collection. Also, guys, remember, I will link it down below. Make sure you check out the leather watch straps from Sonamu, New York. They have some amazing leather straps too that you can pair with your Apple Watch to make sure that you don't have to leave it at home when you're going into the office. As always, I appreciate your time and your attention to these videos. Of course, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me, and I sincerely appreciate that. And don't forget to make sure you take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you share these videos out, man, to some other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining, because I'm your guy. I'm the bow-tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.